Okay, guys, today I'm coming to you from Lago Mar here in Tech City, Texas. I'm gonna be showing you this beautiful model home by Pulte. This beautiful model home is their Amherst. It's 2,700 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bath, beautiful layout. We're gonna talk a little bit more details about the home as we go through the tour. But real quick, before I get into that, talk to you a little bit about Lago Mar. Lago Mar is the biggest master plan community in the south part of Houston area, in which we're located between Galveston and Houston. Probably like 15 minutes, well, 20 minutes from Galveston and another 45 minutes from downtown Houston. This is also home to the biggest lagoon in Texas. We're looking at 12 acres, and we'll talk more about that later on. But today we're going to show you this beautiful model home by Pulte. Let's go take a look. Okay, guys, so before we walk in, I'm gonna share with you a little bit more information about the exterior of the home, the front of the home. Now, this is a 2-car garage. Obviously, we're in a model home and they actually have the offices, so you're not gonna be able to see obviously the garage. Also, they have a little bit of flower bed in front of the home, giving more decorative look. But usually you have your entryway, your walkway, so you're walking up into the front of the house. Now, the cool thing about this particular model, you do have a front porch. This is elevation C, so each elevation is different, but this particular elevation does allow you to have a front porch where you can kind of enjoy yourself, maybe sit and have morning coffee and maybe entertain some friends or even just watch your kids play in the front yard. But with that being said, let's kind of walk in the house. Let's go take a look at what we see inside the home. So one of the things you'll love about this home is you have very high ceilings, a lot of open space. The cool thing about this, it is going to look like some of the other homes I've shown you before with a little bit of open concept. But the first room we want to go into is the study. I'm going to kind of swing the door open here shortly. Now, the one thing I would say that I personally like is I like the flexibility of this room because this room actually does have a closet. So this could actually be a 5th bedroom. This is 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bath. So this can be a flexible room if you have, a big family and you want to use this as a traditional bedroom, you can. But if not, you have a study. You have a nice way of them decorating the study. You can see kind of coastal theme. You have a little bit of wood trimmings that they want to show you, like the wood planks that they put on the wall. Now, mind you, this is some model home, so you're going to get the best of the best. And I think for this size room, it's a study, but this is a big room. You can really use this space however you want to use it. And it sits right off the front porch, which I think is really nice, really cool. And it brings natural lighting into your house where, you have to use as much lighting to light up this room. So pretty cool. Also, because of the doors being so close to the front, you probably can even maybe swap them out to have the doors maybe even come inward or even maybe a barn door. Depends on how you want your house to be set up. But I think that's one of the things that if I had to really critique, I would maybe slide the door, maybe a barn door versus having these folded doors like this because it's so close to your entryway door. With that being said, let's move right along. So one of the things that you're going to see in this home, you're going to see really subtle details. Like as you see here, you see some of the wood framing that they put on the wall. That is something that you can always add, which brings a little bit more character to just a very basic blank wall. In which this is a decked out model home for Pulte. So you will see some of those characteristics inside the home. Now, one of the things we're going to show you now is the actual kitchen, which I really like. First, you got to start with, I call it the coffee station. This nice little station where you can actually have your morning coffee, especially if you're on the go and you're trying to get in and out your house. This is a great place, great space to have that. As you work through, you can see the appliances, stainless steel appliances. But before I get into the kitchen, let me show you this little hidden area right here. This is the area as you're coming in from the actual garage, which is your mud room. and it's a pretty nice size. A lot of times when I see mudrooms, you might have like one section. This is a pretty extended mudroom where you can hang your backpacks, your bags coming in from work. Kids can put their shoes, especially if they're into sports, athletics. You can kind of throw your shoes in there. As well, we do have a laundry room right here off the side. And you have stackable washer and dryer if you choose to do that, if you want to go upward. But here you have a front facing washer and dryer, and you kind of have that side by side. Not the biggest space, but definitely an area you can use right off the garage. Now, as we're working our way through the kitchen, one of the things you're going to see, like I said, stainless steel appliances. You have your microwave, you have your oven. You can see it's Whirlpool, so really good combination. Also, you can see here you have a grill, gas, and what you see a total of 5 burners, which in some builders that is considered an upgrade. Most builders you might get a 4 burner, depending on the builder and depending on how your price point. Also, you got a little hidden things like here, the trash can, which you got to pull out trash can, so it's hidden from your guests, and it's self-closed. So you got some of these cabinets where you push, they self-close. You got kids, you can definitely make sure you don't have to worry about them slamming it. Here's a cool little thing that I like, and this is something super simple. But if you're like me, you're doing a lot of things in the kitchen, you want simple plugs, but you don't want your cords all over the place. This is a great hidden plug for you to just pop in maybe your can opener or whatever you might be using. Pop it in, push it in, go, and then you just close it back. And it's nice and flush with your nice granite countertops. Which I like this because this gives you a little bit of space where you can still entertain. You have seats that are there for if you have a small family, you just want to eat on a daily basis. Love that setup. A lot of times, most people like myself, you're just on the go. You and your family just want to eat your food, then you can wash in this nice size farm sink. Now, one thing I do like about this is you can see how they actually did the backsplash, which it brought some creativity to the house, and it just kind of breaks it up. I think what you see in some builders that you have just a blank black splash, this actually has some color, and you can see the little pattern in between, which I think is pretty cool throughout. So that's pretty good. And you got the oven, the vent hood, which is cool, brings some character to that as well. And then as you work your way, even though I said you had a coffee station over there, you could have a coffee station here. If you're a family that love coffee, you can do it this way, or you can have maybe even like your vitamins or anything that you'd like to have that you get on a daily basis in the morning, you can have it there too as well. And I like the way, if you look at the lighting and how everything's set up, this recessed lighting really makes this room really bright, with a combination of natural light. This home's bigger than what it is, because it's a 2,700 square foot home, which is nice size, but it's about how you use the space. Failed to mention this, but we actually have 2 pantries in this home. So one of the pantries is here. This is your more standardized pantry. And then you have your walk-in pantry that's right here on the left. So if you're a person that has a lot of storage and you like to really, really use your kitchen, you have plenty of space, plenty of room to really create this as your own. Make sure when you look at this video, you don't forget to take a look at the 2 pantries in this home. Now, as we work our way over, you're gonna see this is a space for dining. So you can actually make this however you want to make it. Obviously, the kitchen is right here, so you use this space for your dining room, traditional dining room, plenty of room for a nice size table. But if you want to kind of not use it in a traditional space, maybe you want to use it as a big seating area, depending on how you use this space as well as the living room, you can get that. Also, you can see how you can go all the way up with your ceiling, which it gives you a little bit of an echo feeling throughout the home. One thing that they did do with this home that I really like, they did put in surround sound speakers. So as you look throughout, you can have surround sound for entertainment. And it's still that flexible space that you need when you have a gathering. So whether you're in the kitchen, whether you have family sitting here for dinner, or you just have people sitting down, everybody is pretty much in the same room and allows you to have the flexibility for entertainment. So I think that's pretty cool. One of the things I think is very important is just to look at the floor. So you see this in a lot of homes now where you just see, you saw some engineering wood, or you see people put, actual traditional wood floors, but they're hard to maintain. So if you have a family that's very interactive, kids running around, This is a great floor for you. This is tile, but the tile looks like wood. It's very easy to keep up with. You can get it sealed to make sure if somebody's spilling things like that, you don't have to worry about it messing up your grout. But it's a really good, simple floor to put in. And you're starting to see a lot of builders offer that with their model homes and if you're deciding to purchase. So real quick, I'm gonna go to this side, turn and show you how they laid out the living room. Like I said, the living room is nice size. It meshes well with your actual dining. The cool thing I like about this is how they took a tile all the way up, and you can see this is like a marble type finish. So they brought this all the way up to kind of give you a little bit of that luxury feel. And then they still have the gas fireplace. Now what they did is they put stones and rocks in there, and you might not be able to see it as clear, but you can actually use that just on a daily basis without having to worry about cleaning it out. You don't have to worry about wood. You do have a gas key to turn it off and on. So I think that was pretty cool. So I think this is a good little taste if you're a person that like a fireplace. Now, each person is different. You might not want a fireplace because we're in Texas. Some people don't even use the fireplace nearly as much. Now, as we kind of work our way through, you'll start noticing some of the little subtle details from the top. Like, for example, we have the surround sound speakers already wired in, which allows you to entertain if you're in the living room. You didn't see a TV, but if you have your TV, you want to watch sports down here, you could actually do that. Also, they have a switch for your fan and your lighting. And then you have, obviously, your thermostat for this section of the house. Here, you'll see just a nice little small bathroom. It's not even a full bathroom. This is just your powder room. So right off the actual patio if you're using the backyard. So it's pretty cool. Now, with that being said, let's work our way to the primary. So this is a room that I really, really like, man. You're talking about a space that is comfortable. Like as soon as you walk in, you feel comfortable. You feel like you're going to bed. Like you feel like you're ready to just go in here and relax. The cool thing that you see with here, they did tray ceilings, crown molding throughout. And I said tray ceilings, not tray ceilings, but they have the crown molding throughout. Now, what I personally like myself is probably to have more of a ceiling fan, just because I like to sleep with a fan on. That's just me. But you know, it's cool light, decorative lighting that they put in. Also, they extended this part of the room, and when you look at the extension, you can have a seat. You have I'm comfortable. I'm able to sit here comfortable, maybe reading before I get my day started. Or if you're a person that like to read at night, you can definitely do that. And it's plenty of room. I mean, you can have a king size bed and plenty of storage room for if you have your dressers, just things that you want to put in your room. You have plenty of room for that. As we work our way through, you're going to see this beautiful layout for a shower. Now, one thing I will say here at the bathroom that I think is really cool is how they took the tile all the way up. They do have a bench here in the shower as well. And you see that they took it all the way throughout the wet side of the actual bathroom and even on the sides of the tub as well as in the shower. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be an upgrade, but I think it's a nice little touch, and it gives you a little bit of creativity that you can use in the space. And it's not as costly as you would think. I think that's the thing. Some of these things that you might want to save on within your budget, you can still do this with this part of the house, especially because it's a primary bathroom. You got his and her sink, which is kind of close. Let me just say that. So if you're like me, we only use really a little bit of the actual counter space. So your wife's going to be taking most of the space. But you have his and her sinks as well. I like the light fixtures up there too as well. Nice little combination. You have obviously your toilet, and then you work your way. You have your closet. Okay. Now, if you're people with a lot of clothing, this could be a little bit of a challenge for you. It's not too big, but it's got some decent size. But I will tell you, if you're a person that have a lot of clothing, this could be a challenging space for you. All right. Now, as we work our way through, we're going to actually go out upstairs, take a look. Like I said, you're looking at a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath. The one thing about Pulte right now, one of the things I didn't mention, they're actually taking off $80,000 on some of their homes. They're trying to move inventory. So if you're looking to buy here in Tech City, the Lagomar area, or you just want to buy, maybe interested in a Pulte home, let us know. They're giving major discounts right now, and it's a great opportunity to take advantage of it with today's climate in the economy, but not only economy, but just right now in real estate. So let's take a look upstairs. Okay, guys, so now we're upstairs and I'm gonna show you the rest of the home. I think this is gonna be probably the big selling piece for some of you guys who got a big family. So let's go to the first room. Okay, so one of the things you'll see, this is a traditional room, plenty of size for, a kid. You got the baseball thing, which we're in baseball season. So you're gonna see with this, the way they set it up, they even have a little desk. So if you wanted your kids to study or you wanted to have them just a place to read, they made it in a little space you can use versus sometimes you see a lot of people have a lot of cabinetry and you don't really use that space. So they're giving you advantage, taking advantage of the space. Also, you see there another dresser here. Probably could put a TV if you want TV in your kid's room. Now, the one thing I will say, this particular room has a nice sized closet, especially for kids. So what I want to do real quick, if I can swing into the closet, let you see what that looks like. And it has a natural lighting in the closet too. So me personally, this would be a great place for kids to play hide and go seek. I know my son will be here hiding or want to just get away and just kind of hide in the closet. They can do that. This is a nice size closet for maybe a teenager, or if you don't have a teenager, just for your normal usage for your kid. But I thought that was pretty cool for the closet space for this size room. So we're going to work our way out. And when we get out here, you're going to notice a couple of little things. One, it's open. So if you have kids that like to play and entertain, this could be loud for you. Just depends on kind of your comfortability and the type of house you want. So that's some things to think about. Also the railing. So for some people, this could be a safety issue or it might not be, but it's great from a design standpoint. I like the black contrast. It kind of breaks up the house, more of a boho look versus just the all-way brown that you see, which is boho, but it breaks it up a little bit. So as we work through, we got a couple of things to look at. Right, we got a couple of rooms, so I'm just going to point before we go into the room. Got one bedroom here, we got a bathroom here, we also got another bedroom back there. But the biggest thing right here is this beautiful, nice game room. Now, this game room, as you see how they got it designed, they kind of broke it up where it could be a little bit of a media room, or you can use it for a game room, a game side, which they just got air hockey right there, which I thought was pretty cool. Because most people, just be honest, I haven't seen a lot of people actually use the full space as a game room. So you get a little bit of combination of both. So you might be wanting to watch your games, you want to watch sports, and then on the flip side, you actually have the ability to kind of play some air hockey and just hang out with your friends. Now, when we go right across the hall, we're going to see this nice bathroom. This is where you don't see a traditional tub. It's just a full shower, which I personally like. Most of the time, that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to take a shower. So if you have guests, they have the flexibility to just walk in to a nice shower. They have it tiled all the way out. As you can see, they kind of did a hexagon type tile, which brought a little bit more design to it. And you still have almost a his and her sink as well up top, which you don't see that in a lot of secondary bathrooms. So I thought that was pretty cool. Then they kind of gave you the little bit of the marble type tile, just kind of bring a little bit more color contrast to as well. Okay, we're going to work our way to the next bedroom. And one of the things I want to make sure I talk about is some of the hidden details, especially when you're looking at purchasing some of these homes. Some of these homes, when you get to a higher price point, you want to know what you're getting. So as you can see, the framing, the details of the framing, the little hang trim that they put right here, that's a subtle touch. That doesn't come with most homes. And you work your way down. This is thick, almost thick as this 6-inch baseboards that they have throughout the trimming of the home. So that's the little things you need to pay attention to when you're thinking about buying at a higher price point. Each home is different, but this home gives you a little bit of that luxury feel, but not so much of that luxury price that you would see. Also, you have another switch here to work your fans. So I think that's pretty cool because a lot of times you have the switch that you see a lot of people slide up and down. This gives you a little bit of better flexibility. So let's work our way into this bedroom. Now this bedroom is definitely designed or was designed for more of a, maybe a female taste. As you see, as a little overhead lighting, as well as the pink and beige color. But the cool thing I like about it is the bedding. One of the things that they did with this space to make it a little bit bigger, and this room is smaller than the front room that we saw earlier. You can just see by the closet. This closet is not as big as the one we had, but they have a day bed. So with this day bed, if you have small kids, you can have a small bed. It gives them the flexibility. Later on, you can push it out, but you actually have plenty of room to make the space look big, like I said, a little bit bigger and a little bit more comfortable. So I like that. I thought that was pretty cool. So we're gonna work our way to one of the rooms that I think, to me, really sets this house apart from some of the other homes in this same category. And this room is almost like another ensuite, to be honest. It's just upstairs. So if you have family, friends that's coming over, this is a good room for them to stay in. They're probably gonna wanna stay in this room most of the time. And why I say that is because look how big the space is. This is almost the size of some actual primary primary rooms in other homes and other builders. So you're getting plenty of space in this area. Also, you can see natural lighting, and then they even have a ledge for you to come and just sit here and relax. So on a day like this, if you can open the windows and just hang out, you want to just sit here and read, like I'm literally can sit here and comfortable, stretch myself and just sit back and chill. I think that's pretty cool. Also, you have a bath in here, full bath, which that makes it easy for someone who's staying in the home. They have the flexibility to be able to go in the bath. Before I show you the bath, once again, they have in each room, they don't have the ceiling fans. I know a lot of people traditionally love to have the ceiling fans. They have more decorative lighting, so that's something to think about. But I can actually tell you, for most people, you're going to probably have a standardized light, and then you might have to upgrade to your fan. Now, with that being said, you walk in here, this is more your traditional ensuite bathroom. You have your sink, toilet. You have, again, a shower tub combination. With this shower tub combination, this is what you see in most traditional homes, but they work the tile all the way up, which I'm pretty sure will be an upgrade. So those are little things you need to think about. But this is one of the rooms that I think will definitely put you in a position. If you're thinking about buying this home in Pulte Home, you will see this as a separator, especially if you have a family and you have older kids, or you have maybe in-laws or someone staying in. They have their own privacy and they have plenty of space. Also, you have a closet that's hidden right there in the corner. So they won't have to even leave the room if they truly didn't want to, okay? So with that being said, let's go downstairs. Let's take a look at the backyard, and then we go from there. Okay, guys, before I go outside, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know you like these walkthrough videos. We're trying to bring you really good content and make it make sense. Because I know when I walk through houses, a lot of times you're guessing to see what the home actually has to offer. And we want to make sure we're giving you really solid content that really brings value to yourself and your family. All right, so please like, comment, subscribe. We'd love to hear from you. Okay, with that being said, man, let's go outside. Let's take a look at this nice patio that they have. So crazy, we got the sprinklers going. So this house does have a sprinkler system, if you didn't notice. But that nice patio, nothing really crazy special about it. It's long, I would say probably a good 10 feet, maybe 12 feet, covered patio. But the cool thing about it, if you was to get a lot like you see right now, you can see right behind me, this is a retention pond. So in most of the neighborhoods in Texas, especially newer developments, you're gonna see these retention ponds. It's designed to help with, just being honest, flooding. You wanna make sure that that water is kind of receding, going down and going away from your home. Well, this helps with that. And it's a nice look. It gives you a nice feel, especially if you just wanna sit back and relax. Now, I'll be honest, I doubt that there's any kind of fish in there. So if you're looking to be a fisherman and do things like that, you probably won't get that in most of these communities, but some communities do offer, we have a catch and release. So with that being said, one of the things I want to make sure I talk about real quick before I leave, again, Pulte is offering discounts on a lot of their homes. We're talking about almost $80,000 off their homes. And for FHA, you get a fixed rate of 4.5%. So if you're looking to purchase maybe a Pulte home or purchase a home here in the Houston area, please let us know. We'd love to assist you with that. We'd love to guide you in the right direction that makes sense for you and your family. But I hope you guys like this video. We thank you. You have a blessed day.